Okay, this one is a rare occasion for myself in the magazine where we actually, just by a twist of the fates, had a chance to catch an artist actually at work on a very special and important piece, both to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, to the country, and to herself. Am I correct?
Yes, you are.
So, this piece right here. These are actually stone. This is actually stone from 9/11. Am I correct?
Yes, you're correct. This is actually parts from the slurry wall that surrounded Ground Zero, the foundation wall, the concrete wall that was poured that held up everything. So that's what this is. It's a sculpture made out of parts of that. Parts had to be removed. The only reason we've got parts of this to be able to have a sculpture project is because it had to be removed to bring in the new subway station. Otherwise, the wall was intact when everything fell. It was the only thing left.
Wow. Now, for a project like this, how did this come about?
Well, actually, I had a company find me in 2010 as a professional artist and asked me if I would work with them. And I, of course, said absolutely yes. So now I've got a few other pieces that are being created into sculptures, and they're being put around the United States. And currently looking for locations now to place the rest of them. So,
don't think you'll have too much of a hard time getting places to volunteer for that, at least.
Yeah, absolutely. Most people want one of these sculptures for sure. That's not even an issue.
It would almost seem, well, it seems like it'll be a lot harder to narrow them down.
It is. It's really hard to figure out which would be the best location for them.
Now,
But I think that if they were in a small city or large, they deserve to be any place, because people in little towns deserve to have a sculpture like this also.
well, was it one of the it wasn't only the cities. The cities were 2 out of the 3 in this country. It was the third one was in a small town here in Pennsylvania. So,
Yeah.
they did. Now, I know you mentioned at least one of the location, because my magazine actually has a global audience, and you never know, people here travel, take vacations. Where are some of currently the other locations that your sculptures are at?
There's one that's outside of Las Vegas in Moapa, Nevada, and there's another one that's placed in Salt Lake City, Missouri, at downtown at the University of Utah campus, and it is sitting at the Fort Douglas Military Museum.
Wow. So,
in Salt Lake.
Now, the creating this itself, the creativity process, myself and a lot of other people, always fascinates us. How, even for artists, there's always that fascination of how other artists come up with their ideas and, their inspiration and everything else. How did you actually intentionally design the piece, or did it kind of just come together on its, did the idea form on its own, or did you have to actually, logically plan it out?
No, I absolutely planned it out, and this form was made in this shape. It was approved by the people that gave me the project. I gave them probably about 6 different designs, and this is the one that they liked. So, but it is my idea, and they love the design, and that's all that matters.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all good.
Now, how long did it take you?
About 8 months.
About 8 months.
Yeah.
That seems like a short period of time for something this huge. How did you actually, what was the process of doing all, as part of the process of doing all this? Because you had to have a crane or something involved.
Oh yeah, you had to have, well, first of all, the part of the wall got cut out with huge wire cutting saws to take out part of the sections from the original foundation downtown New York. Then, when I got it, it had to be lifted up by a crane, brought to me by a semi-truck, and then another crane pick it up, set it down in my studio. I literally had to hire local businesses. I'm from Fort Myers, Florida. My studio's there. And I had to hire local businesses that were used to using huge, 42-inch blade circular saws. And once we got the chunk of concrete there in my studio, I could have them cut. They made the main cuts, and then most of the work took place for myself doing fine-tuning and polishing.
Okay.
Design work.
Well, at least like here in Lehigh Valley, you hear a lot of times keep things local. At least you went to local businesses, not some major company.
Well, not only that, this the stone in this piece. If you look with your camera up to the stone that's in this piece, this rock came from the Lehigh Valley to make the concrete for Ground Zero.
Honestly, I never knew that.
So this is coming home. This piece is like a coming home piece.
Yeah, I never knew that. I mean, I knew we had some, stone, like lime and stone quarries here, but I never realized that
this. All of this rock
and that gives
from.
that gives that V a new meaning also.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a local piece. It came from here. It went out. Concrete was made for Ground Zero. When everything came down and parts of this wall had to come out to bring in the new subway. Now this sculpture is here. It's coming home.
Wow. Now, I just want to do a close-up here because you pointed out something that is very unique that you may not see, you may actually rarely see in art itself. And we actually talked about this. I agree with you where we both can see where our species at some point in the future will no longer be using the alphabet.
Right, so that's why there's binary code on this piece. And the binary code represents PA for Pennsylvania, where the plane went down in Shanksville, DC for the Pentagon area, where the accident happened there, and then New York is on the square that's in the middle of this piece. So
Okay.
It's binary code. Because obviously this piece is going to be around a long time, and I really feel people in the future are going to be reading binary code, not an alphabet.
Right. Yeah, it's.
Well, thank you for your interview.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It was literally, when